Nice.
That was good. Let's go dual UK.
Oh, no, Rachel calling in? It's a UK cast.
Hello.
Hey, Rachel.
Hey.
Hey, I had that tea that you gave me. It was delicious.
I did too.
I'm very glad you liked it.
It was really good tea. And you know what? I feel like the English, they're getting this tea thing down.
Yeah.
I think pretty soon they're going to take over the tea market.
Give them a few years.
Yeah.
I got a hunch.
They're catching up.
And then after, I think if they can get people calm enough and focused enough, they're gonna a lot of good actors.
Ooh,
we'll get it.
In the UK.
Eventually,
we'll get it.
That's on the rise.
If we can get theater over there, you're gonna see some actors.
Okay, we'll check. We'll check it out.
So.
We'll come back. We'll come back to them.
Okay, we'll try harder.
Right.
Music will never happen, but acting.
No.
No.
I like your get up. What would you call that shirt? Is that a shirt, a dress?
Oh, it's a dress. We found it in a really crappy store called Primark recently.
Nice.
And
it looks like something you'd see in like Get Smart. Did you watch that show?
it looks like a St. Trinian's outfit.
Yeah, it's like Agent 99 would wear that on Christmas. The Christmas episode. Anyways, I'm sorry. Do you have a question, Rachel?
Kind of. I really wanted to talk about GameDays, so screw the chat. I don't care what they think.
Okay, cool.
I want to talk about how amazing Disneyland was, because I've never been before, and it was the most exciting thing. It was incredible.
Nice. Very cool. What was your favorite thing at Disneyland?
To be honest, like on the Monday when me and Kevin saw World of Color, that was incredible.
Nice. You know what? I have never seen World of Color.
You haven't ever seen World of Color? You should.
Because every time I go, it's with the kids, and it's like at 9. It's like, well, we'll be driving home by then.
But it's kind of hard. Honestly, it's hard because like you really. Do you still need to get a thing for it?
I always like to if I'm there, but you don't have to.
You don't have to.
You sit farther back if you don't.
Yeah. But, a lot of times, like, you got to get, like, a thing.
Yeah.
At least back when it started.
Yeah.
You had to get, like, a fast pass to go see it. Mm-hmm. And you had to get that in the morning. Okay. So am I coming back when the park closes, or am I staying that long?
That's the thing.
Okay,
that's kind of like, that was kind of the deal. So.
Yeah. Now it's a little more, you can kind of just...
Because I've had fast passes for it many times, and I still...
It just goes late.
And you know what I really regret is the one chance I had. We were filming a podcast at Disneyland in California Adventure, and it was going up in the restaurant, and I wanted to leave.
Oh, it was going... Yeah.
I think Eric or Derek said, you'll just see it later. We're doing the podcast now. I thought, okay. And that I look back, like, that was years ago, and that was like one shot to seeing it, and I just didn't.
And they don't even do they've changed the show since then.
There you go.
But it's still really, really good.
It's mostly the same show, though.
It's mostly. They've changed a couple things.
They just changed it to a Christmas one this week.
Yep.
They've never done that before.
Oh, really?
And all the reviews that I've heard have been, it is like the most awesome thing it's all red and green, first of all. But that everyone said it was like super emotional. It was really, really good. And then I heard that the last portion of it is so much of that shitty frozen snowman from the movie Frozen.
It's a commercial.
That it was like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. But I still hear it's good. So
yeah.
That sucks.
So that was incredible. Like, I think Kevin, because we'd been talking so much, and I've been telling him about all of the favorite films of mine and everything, he knew exactly what I was going to react to. And like when Pocahontas came on,
because I knew everything was going to be in the show, so I'm like, okay, she's going to like this part. She's going to like this part.
Nice. Well, I think of all people, if you had to give someone a tour guide, it'd be one of these two right here. So I think you got a good one.
Kevin was a really great tour guide. I had a great time.
I totally believe that.
Yeah. We kind of went off on our own a lot, and like I watched the fireworks as well, which was incredible.
Oh, that fireworks show is so amazing.
Yeah, and I think I said this before. I'll never forget Sean telling me to go see it, and it was like, Sean, I'll see the fireworks on the 4th of July.
Yeah, because fireworks.
I don't care. I don't like them. I don't care about the parades, and I'm not going to watch the fireworks show. And it was like, no, just check this one out. Yeah. And it was, okay, that's the definitive fireworks show.
That is.
It's you got to remember that all these fireworks, water show and stuff. Yeah. There are people who do fireworks and water shows, and then there's Disney that does fireworks and water shows.
And you know, that fireworks show is great, I think, for a regular person. But if you like truly know Disneyland, it's just like, oh my, this is like everything.
They're going through rides.
They're going through rides that aren't there anymore. Exactly.
And people at home who haven't seen it, they recreate like all these classic Disneyland rides by way of fireworks.
Now,
the music and stuff.
The best part. Now, this is like a famous thing. So those of you who don't know Disney that well, they're the Haunted Mansion. The ride starts off. You get into this room. and you go down the elevator, and it's just like the room just starts stretching longer and longer and longer and longer, and that's how the ride starts. And so when I got to the Haunted Mansion portion, you're at the castle watching fireworks above the castle, and then it says, it's the same recording, is this room actually stretching? And then fireworks shoot up from all around you in a circle, and it makes, you're in that, like a giant version of that room. It's like, I can't, they just put me there. Like, that's so cool. So cool.
That's awesome. That was actually the last time they had that show before they turned it to the Christmas one. So.
Oh, really?
And that show is so much better than the Christmas one.
So you saw the good one.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I'm glad you saw the good one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That was really, really cool. That sounds awesome.
It was, very cool.
Yeah, those fireworks are awesome.
What was your favorite ride at Disneyland?
Pirates of the Caribbean, without a doubt.
Pirates is awesome.
Pirates is
That
great.
was the first one that we went on, and I think the first time I went on, I was sitting next to Ryan, and we sang Miley Cyrus, and it was really fun.
Well, there you go.
We were being really obnoxious. So.
That ride used to trip me out when I was a kid. When we would come out and it would still be nighttime, I would forget. Like
every time I was a kid, I would think it was like,
was
it nighttime now?
Yeah, exactly.
How long were
Every
we in
single
there?
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That has really grown to be my favorite. It was always like my maybe second favorite, whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think I said this before. But you really read when I read all these books about like how all that stuff was made, it was really eye-opening to me that the Haunted Mansion is really cool, but it was like Walt Disney wanted to make something that was part spooky house, but then would get so weird you couldn't explain it.
Yeah.
And when he died, all these people who hated the weird parts went, we just need to finish this, and made it a haunted house.
Yeah.
I never knew that, and I still really like it, and everyone involved in it likes it, but there's a lot of people that are like, it is so short of what Walt Disney wanted it to be. He wanted it to be bigger, way longer, and this and that, whatever. But Pirates is like Walt's last.
That's his last thing.
Yeah.
That was his like, I'm going to make something so perfect.
Yeah.
And he did it.
You know what?
And
I
then
was
he died.
just thinking about we wrote it during Game Days, and I kept thinking like, you see Johnny Depp throughout the ride now, and you can kind of ignore it.
Yeah.
But the last thing that I used to love as a kid was you'd go up the waterfall, and then now it's Johnny Depp in that room full of treasure and whatever. But before that, a long time, you remember what it was? It was those two pirates.
Two guys trying to get the treasure
pulling,
up.
like one guy's pulling the treasure up, and the other guy's pushing it, and it's like too heavy, they can't get it up the waterfall.
Yep.
And I used to think as a kid, like, what if they got up there and then they're in the real world? Like, that was such a dumb thought.
I didn't even
But my little kid brain was
I never
like,
thought that either.
they were so close to escaping to the real world, and they didn't
With this
quite make
treasure,
it.
yeah.
Right. Now obviously being an adult, but that's still like, when I was like 4, I was like, this is crazy. Like,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, too, is I don't know how much you know, whatever, Rachel, maybe you already heard this crap, whatever, sorry. But the whole premise of that ride is it's a story. It's not like it's a super, like, there's a plot necessarily, but the loose kind of story tale, Dead Men Tell No Tales, whatever, but the tale of the ride is told backwards.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's all of these guys surrounded by treasure, but they're dead. But they're dead, and they're doomed to be there forever, and whatever. They're in a still form of eternal death.
Which you see at the beginning, it shows you the ending first, and then it goes back in time, and then you get to what you catch up.
There's one thing that ride does that, it took me a long time to realize this, and this is why it's my favorite. That ride does one thing that no other ride in history has ever done. It has a whisper in the dark. There's no other ride. Rides are big and loud and fast. That's the only ride in the world that at the very beginning, someone in the dark tells you, hey, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Avast.
And just remember, Dead Men Tell No... Like,
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know you're in for some shit. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And no other ride has that. Then you get the result of it. This is all what happened. And then you go through a dark tunnel that tells you Dead Men Tell No Tales. It's a little book, a little reminder. Remember what we said. Dead Men Tell No Tales. Okay. Then you see, pirates at their prime, whatever.
Yeah.
And what was cool about them lifting the chest out is that was the little note to end on. It's them look at all the havoc they've wreaked and everything that's gone wrong.
Right.
They can't continue this. And at the end is the final act of their greed, this cursed chest of treasure, and they're taking it with them, and that's how it all ended.
That's really cool.
And then you hear going up the waterfall as you see them lifting up the chest. It reminds you again, dead men tell no tales. These guys are all doomed.
Right.
And you could kind of still eke that from Johnny Depp is there with all the treasure. And if you know the movie's story, you know that that's all cursed, and he has it all. So it kind of still tells that, but it's not quite as mythic as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that ride
That's
is
a lot of words about it.
great in the mythology. I don't know why. Forever, my favorite part has been there's a man sleeping in the mud with his pigs, and they're all muddy and very happy, and I've always loved that part.
Yeah.
But it's like not a showstopper. It's just in the corner.
I have one of those
that.
too. I remember it when I was a kid, but it was the dude with the dirty foot hanging over the bridge.
Yeah.
I remember
I always look at that foot.
vividly when I was a kid. I was like, "There's
yeah.
the part with the dirty foot," and I will always remember this. I don't know if I ever said it on the podcast, but I was a little kid and I was on that ride with my family, and I saw a drip of water fall off of his foot, and then immediately my sister got super grossed out, saying something landed in her mouth.
Oh.
And so I guarantee a drop of water fell off of his foot and landed right in her mouth.
That's gross.
And I always remember
awesome.
That's disgusting. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, and anyway, so that's why Pirates is my favorite. Is there's more detail in that one than any of them, and it lets you, a lot of people don't like, and it always blows my mind because Eric and Garrett hate it.
Yeah.
What?
They say it's too long.
They say they fall asleep during it.
But for me, that why I like it is it's the most detailed ride, and it ain't in a fucking hurry. You know what I mean?
No, it happens.
Yeah.
So I like that. I don't know. I think most people you ask that's their favorite. So
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite is still Space Mountain, but that's just for a different reason. Like
Space Mountain's fun, but
it's fun, and I'm in space. I feel like, and the music is great, and it's super like
yeah,
whoa, and
that's awesome for a totally different reason.
yeah, exactly. But for a story, Pirates is definitely the best. But I
That's-
still prefer Space Mountain.
That's why I think of the classic rides, Pirates my favorite, or Haunted Mansion, whichever one. But I think my favorite ride there is Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is great.
Yeah.
Just because it's the perfect mixture of a exhilarating thrill ride and a story with animatronics and stuff. It's the best of both worlds.
Rachel, did you go on California Screaming and California Adventure?
No,
roller coaster?
we wanted to, but I think we spent so much time in actual Disneyland on the Monday.
That's
we
cool.
just didn't
Hey,
have
I
to.
respect that. That's fine.
It was fine.
But,
no, probably the best bit of that was actually when Kevin got pulled up on stage at the Golden Horse.
You told me
I
about
did
that.
get pulled up on stage.
And you tell me, did you tell anyone else about your little bit? You want to tell them? Because I thought it was pretty good. Kevin's a funny
guy. They called 3 people up on the stage because the whole story of the show was the mayor wanted to marry off his daughter to the sheriff, and he did not want to get married off to his daughter. So they went, okay, find 3 people and we'll quiz them on it. And so I was the first one to get picked, and then 2 other people were picked, and they would ask us questions, and they were all questions where you could make your own answer to be funny, like, and it stunk because I was the first person to be asked each time, so I didn't have a lot of time to think of one.
Right.
But it was questions like, if I were a board game, what game would I be? And I chose Sorry. And I forgot what the second person chose, but the third person chose Hungry Hungry Hippos. And it was questions like that.
Yeah.
And at the end, they had the audience decide who won, and I did not win.
What?
The Hungry Hungry Hippos guy won.
Came close though.
Yeah.
Do you think that was bullshit, Rachel?
I think that was bullshit
Yeah,
because
I think so too.
I was cheering really loud, and there were some people behind us who I think may have been fans as well, and they were cheering super
Yeah, you were telling me
loud.
they were going nuts.
Wait,
So-
hold on, Rachel. Did you think it was bullshit or did you think it was bollocks?
I thought it was total bollocks.
All right,
There you go.
just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
Make sure that translated around the world.
So not everyone knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I gave you shit for your English accent before, but then I heard you did it again before, and that was really funny actually.
Is
Oh,
it
good
supposed
job.
to be fucking stupid?
That's pretty good.
There's no why is there jokes?
That's pretty good.
That is
That
pretty
was-
good.
But it's funny how
Pretty
your
good.
voice is a lot higher pitched
Yeah.
when you're an English accent.
Look,
Yeah.
if I talk lower, then I'm Scottish.
And you're,
That's not. Well, yeah, that's
Oh,
Scottish.
you have the health inspectors after you know that, don't you?
I found out the only time I do a British accent is when I am quoting Paul McCartney about something.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
then you're quoting Paul McCartney.
Like,
But he talks different than that.
yeah, but But like we were talking about the Weird Al thing, and we go, that is probably the worst album I have ever heard.
The album
I hate
the most.
We're gonna do it.
Joe.
I can do the Beatles pretty good.
You can.
Oh yeah, you've
You've grown up with it, yeah.
Paul, he's got a problem, and it's not a big thing,
Okay.
That's Paul.
Do John.
Ringo.
Ringo.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love. There'll be no more emails.
I can do a pretty good impression.
It's going in the trash.
And then John Lennon.
Wait, you get it.
Imagine no possessions. It's easy if you try.
Oh, very good.
And then
That's George.
George Harrison.
That's not how he talks.
George Harrison.
Oh,
I can't do
George Harrison.
I can't do George Harrison.
It's me, George.
Hello, get out! You get this knife out of my chest.
My guitar gently weeps. Hello.
People, I made a joke about him getting stabbed in the chest once, and someone went, "Oh, not cool!" And it was like, he was a badass, and he survived. He died way later.
That's not how he died.
No, he went. Fuck you.
That's how you get fucking. I don't know. Something.
Anyway, sorry.
I think it's something.
Hey, real quick though, I wanted to say what also makes any Disneyland trip you could go, whatever. We had, it was a real quick one for us yesterday.
Yeah.
Because we were just checking out that other one.
Quick stop.
But I always feel incomplete if I don't go on all the New Orleans Square things like Pirates, and Haunted Mansion, whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, right now it's Haunted Mansion or
It's Scary Mansion or whatever.
Scary Corpse Bride, whatever. But anyway, but you have to, if you haven't, and I don't know, maybe you went into this with her or not, but there's always rumored to be, and there's never been definitive answers on, but supposedly there is a universal link. There's a linking story between Pirates and Haunted Mansion being there, and I've kind of gone into it on the podcast before, so I won't bore everybody.
There's an awesome link of.
You should look into it. There's lots of stuff. There were plans at one point to have a tunnel that goes under both of them or whatever to the island. And
so cool.
There is lots of stuff all over the park about Jean Lafitte, who was a pirate, and there's an anchor outside that has a placard that talks about a guy named Jean Lafitte, who his reign of blood was cast across the sea for many years, but don't believe everything you read.
Yeah.
And it just hints at something else. And there's talk that Pirates was the story of that guy. I mean, his name is on the sign when the boat comes in. Lafitte's Landing is there, and there's talk that he's the one who bought the mansion and went crazy there, and eventually died, and all the heinous stuff. The curse followed him there.
Yeah,
you have to read about that.
It's an awesome article you linked.
And there's constantly stuff. There's an article. Yeah, I'll have to find it or link to it, whatever. But there's lots of stuff that suggests the link, and there's articles about it. There's stuff out. There's signs that have stuff about both, whatever. But there's like the same chair that's with the treasure at the end of Pirates is in the attic in Haunted Mansion, and like lots of other props that. But again, no one can answer. Is it like them just reusing stuff because they can, or is there? You know what I mean? Anyway, you have to look into it. It's extremely nerdy. But if you're ever bored one night, read the whole thing. It's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will, but Ryan is going absolutely nuts.
Oh, I've been seeing that, but I'm enjoying him going crazy.
So when you finish with me, call Ryan and let him tell you the real story, because apparently he knows.
Ryan, maybe. I think Ryan's like making it all up.
I think
Rocco's version is the right one.
I don't know. We read the article, so.
Yeah.
Well, he had it from a Disneyland cast member, so.
Well,
what's super crazy too is a lot of that stuff is old, so people are like, who knows if that's true or not with the Lafitte thing and whatever. But then when they built
Pirates Cove.
On Tom Sawyer Island got a pirate attraction. There's a sign that just has an old newspaper posting on it that is within the past 5 years or 7 years, whatever, and it says on the thing, one of the kids said they saw a man who called himself Lafitte, and they were told to stay away from him. It's like they're just reinvigorating that, so maybe they're just enjoying it at this point. So I don't know. Anyway, so there's that.
There is that. Well, Rachel, thank you again for the tea.
You're welcome.
And for
really
coming
good.
all the way out to Game Days. I'm glad Kevin could show you around and give you the correct tour of Disneyland so you know what it's all about.
Yeah, dude, I'm coming again next year for sure.
You are?
It was
Good.
so
Awesome.
incredible. I had such a good time. When I finally stopped being nervous, because I was so nervous on the Saturday morning, but I stopped and it was absolutely fine. We had such a good time.
Good.
Thank
Next
you
time
so
afterwards,
much
you
for
should come
putting
down to
us
San
on
Diego, and then Kevin can give you a tour of San Diego. He
Yep.
knows all the best
I know
burrito
everything in
places.
San Diego. All the Mexican restaurants.
Yeah, it's true.
I can see all the sights from that San Diego video that you made.
That's right.
And we have Coke Infinity machines on every corner now.
Dude,
That's
don't
true.
rub it in.
Yeah,
Coke
so
Freestyle. I mean.
yeah, Coke Freestyle. We got it. Kevin will show you all of them.
The chat
Awesome.
caught Sean's Freudian slip. Anyway,
What did I say?
no.
I
Anyway,
missed that as well.
thank you very much once
You're
again.
welcome. It was so nice meeting you guys, and it was lovely talking to you again. Thank you for taking my call.
Great meeting you too. Thanks again.
Take it easy.
All right, bye,
soon.
Rachel.
See ya. She was all dressed up for that. And you said breast places.
I did.
So we know what you were thinking.
Well, Kevin can show you that too. I don't know. Kevin can show you a lot of things.
Jesus, guys, calm down, please.
Oh
Okay.
Lord. Well, Ryan's
I
calling
would
it.
never do that. All right.